I married someone that was, I always tell guys when they meet a woman, marry your conscience. Marry someone who's the person you wish you could be. And it works out okay.
Wise words of advice from the reigning king of late night. In this video, we'll be discussing the heartbreaking story of Jay Leno and his wife Mavis, who is battling advanced dementia. Recently, Jay was granted conservatorship over Mavis's estate, shedding light on their long-lasting love story and the challenges they now face. Facts First presents Jay Leno's wife doesn't recognize him anymore. It's just sad. Jay Leno and his wife Mavis have been happily married for over 43 years, since tying the knot in 1980. The couple first met in the 1970s at the famous Comedy Store in Los Angeles, where Jay was performing stand-up. Mavis recalls being instantly smitten, saying, quote, "At the time I thought, holy shit, that comedian is gorgeous." Their courtship was unconventional from the start. As a lifelong feminist, Mavis never imagined she would get married. But meeting Jay changed her perspective. She explained in a 1987 People magazine profile, quote, "It was a big thing with me, part of my vehement feminism. But with Jay, I began to realize that this was the first time I was ever with someone where I had a perfect, calm sense of having arrived at my destination." Jay's proposal was also far from traditional. Rather than presenting Mavis with an engagement ring, he offered her an insurance policy. Quote, "I had this insurance policy and I thought if something happened to me, my girlfriend wouldn't be covered. But if we're married, we're covered, so we might as well get married," he told the LA Times in 2014. Quote, "Not the most romantic." Throughout their 4 decades together, Jay and Mavis made the mutual decision not to have children, something Mavis was firm about from a young age. Quote, "I remember telling my mother when I was 7 or 8 that I was never going to get married or have children," she told the Washington Post in 2014. "To me, this is the way women get caught." Instead, the couple shares a close bond and have supported each other through career highs and lows. Mavis's devastating dementia diagnosis. In early 2024, the Leno family faced a heartbreaking challenge when Mavis, now 77, was diagnosed with dementia. Court documents reveal she had been progressively losing capacity and orientation to space and time for several years. The news came to light in January when Jay, 73, filed for conservatorship over his wife's estate in LA County Superior Court. A court-appointed attorney tasked with evaluating Mavis's mental state shared sobering details about the extent of her cognitive decline. In an April 2024 filing, lawyer Ronald Ostrin wrote that Mavis, quote, "sometimes does not know her husband Jay nor her date of birth." Despite these challenges, Ostrin emphasized that Mavis still has a charming personality and is able to communicate. He also highlighted the strength and love in Jay and Mavis's relationship, writing, quote, "Mr. and Mrs. Leno have a long-term, loving and supportive relationship." Jay becomes Mavis's conservator.
My wife doesn't drive anymore, and I didn't want her stuck and not knowing what was going on.
After reviewing the case, the court determined that Jay Leno is suitable and qualified to be appointed as the conservator of Mavis's estate. Importantly, he is not seeking conservatorship over Mavis's person, only her financial affairs and estate planning. The goal is to ensure her assets are protected and her care needs can be swiftly met if anything were to happen to Jay. Quote, "After research and investigation, Mr. and Miss Leno have a long-term, loving and supportive relationship," attorney Ronald Ostrin stated in a court filing. Quote, "However, no one lives forever, and the actions taken by Mr. Leno are necessary for his and Mavis's protection. Estate planning is something that most everyone needs, but by the time you need it, if you don't have it, it's too late." Ostrin also made it clear that Mavis is on board with Jay assuming the role, saying she doesn't want to object to the petition, nor as to Mr. Leno acting as her conservator. She consents to and wants that. This echoes what Jay himself told paparazzi in January, explaining, quote, "I just set up a will in case something happens." Adjusting to their new reality. The news of Mavis's condition sparked an outpouring of support and concern from fans. While Jay has largely refrained from speaking publicly about this private matter, he did share a brief update on her status in January, telling paparazzi that Mavis is doing well and that everybody's good. Behind the scenes, though, the Lenos are undoubtedly grappling with the life-altering impacts of dementia. As Mavis's cognitive faculties continue to decline, Jay has taken on the role of full-time caregiver. Dementia care is notoriously challenging, both physically and emotionally. Even with abundant financial resources, watching a cherished spouse slowly slip away exacts a heavy toll. The cruel irony is that the love and lifetime of shared memories that bind committed couples together can also be a source of anguish, as one partner progressively loses hold of those precious moments. Activities and conversations that used to bring joy and laughter start to fade away. Mavis's inability to consistently recognize her husband of 43 years is a poignant example of dementia's ruthlessness. Yet, even in the face of this devastating diagnosis, the Lenos' deep love and devotion to one another remains a steady constant. Jay is stepping up as Mavis's fierce protector and advocate, ensuring her needs are met and her dignity preserved. A difficult road ahead. Looking forward, Jay and Mavis have a difficult road ahead as they navigate the progressing stages of dementia. With his appointment as conservator of Mavis's estate, Jay now has the weighty responsibility of managing the couple's assets and making critical decisions about Mavis's care, in addition to his existing role as her primary caregiver. Dementia robs individuals of their memories, their autonomy, and eventually their sense of self. In the early stages, it manifests as forgetfulness, disorientation, and subtle changes in behavior. But as the condition advances, symptoms worsen to include severe memory loss, profound confusion, personality changes, and loss of motor and language skills. In the final stages, around-the-clock care is required as the ability to communicate, move, and even swallow is lost. A love story for the ages. All said and done, the story of Jay and Mavis Leno is one for the ages. For 43 years, they have been each other's partner, champion, and best friend. Through career triumphs and personal tragedies, their commitment to one another has never wavered. Now they're facing the battle of their lives, but they're facing it the same way they've faced everything else, together. Mavis may not always remember Jay's name or their shared history, but their bond endures. Through the simple power of human connection, a tender touch, a patient smile, a soothing voice, love lives on. Dementia may be a cold, heartless bandit, but it cannot steal the lifetime of love Jay and Mavis have shared. That love will be Jay's guiding light as he cares for Mavis in her final years. It will be his source of strength on the painful days when the woman he adores is no longer reachable. And when the time comes to say goodbye, that love will be his greatest comfort, knowing he and Mavis have shared a beautiful life together. Now it's time to hear from you. What lessons can we learn from Jay and Mavis's love story? And what's your favorite memory of Jay on television? Let us know in the comments section below.